I've been trying to convince myself to do recorded content for a while. And now it's November, National Novel Writing Month. I used to take this time to try and write a 50,000 word novel in 30 days. My novel writing days are a little bit behind me, but I do still try to create some kind of content, some sort of creative output. So, I don't know. I think the last time I spent a significant amount of time outside was the summer solstice. My housemate has a tradition where she spends a lot of time outside anyway, but she would go outside and watch the sun rise and watch the sun set on the longest day of the year. I'm not really an outdoorsy person myself, but something about that tradition really appealed to me this year. Maybe it had something to do with being all cooped up in the house from coronavirus concerns. Also, just her general enthusiasm for life sometimes makes things seem interesting. So I rounded her up and a couple other people, and we donned our masks and drove our way up to, well, we'd intended to go up to Multnomah Falls, but it was closed. Luckily, along the way, there's still a couple lookout points. We started driving before the sun rose, and we were all pretty tired. But we got to stop at sort of a roadside park and watch the sunrise. There were a couple of other people there too, one of whom seemed to be consistently giving us looks like maybe they thought we were some sort of liberal commie something. I don't know, maybe I'm projecting, I'm just always nervous when I go out into rural spaces. But that's besides the point. The point is that for a little bit, we were able to escape the concerns of the world around us and just enjoy natural space. It was quiet and just thought. We didn't talk a whole lot, but that was months ago, and I feel like maybe I need some of that time again, which is why it felt so good to play this game right now. I am so thankful for the opportunities that I've had this summer to have a platform, to have the privilege to speak and know that people are listening, to see people take action based on discussions I've helped to start or to push forward. I have spent my entire life being conscious of being this weird black kid in the space. But I don't know if I have ever been more conscious of it than this year, than this summer, when I and so many other people who look like me have had to fight to defend the idea that we simply matter. Baseline expectation that we matter. And I've been so inspired seeing so many other people step up to help us prop up this idea that is somehow controversial. I am just so tired. And to have every situation I walk into so revolve around my race and the fatigue that so many of us are feeling, and yet the responsibility that has been placed on us to push society forward, and the targets that have been set on us by those who do not wish to see society pushed forward. And I can tell you that increasingly the thought of running away to the woods seems real nice. You know, minus the whole always feeling awkward in rural situations because very frequently, you know, rural spaces are unsafe for black people. So sometimes it's just nice to explore them in a video game. But for just a few minutes, I could walk around in a world and simply be. I didn't have to answer complicated questions about how to fix society's racial issues. I didn't have to step up to the plate to have whatever conversations. I didn't have to let various forms of passive or more aggressive racism roll off my back for the sake of being able to continue to do my work. I did have to worry about being outside too long and freezing to death, but, you know, every life comes with its problems. I feel like some point I should probably talk about what this game is. Among Trees is a first-person survival adventure game. That basically means that you get dropped into a space, and it's about doing what you need to do to stay alive. Not just shooting all the enemies or solving puzzles. It generally is like foraging for food, building shelter. A lot of games that are survival based are about kind of dark, edgy survival. Crafting complicated tools to make your base better and whatever. But Among Trees takes survival and makes it a cozier experience. Playing the game reminded me a lot of Firewatch, an amazing narrative game from a few years ago that Campo Santo did. If you haven't played it yet, you should really do yourself a favor and play it. But the experience of walking around in the Shoshone National Forest in Firewatch, it gave me the sense of peace and calm even in the midst of a narrative game. And so Among Trees feels like it channels some of that energy into a survival title. Oh, when you're playing on normal mode, like I'm playing, you have a hunger meter, a sleep meter, a temperature meter, and a health gauge. And when your temperature or your hunger or your sleep meter run out, then it starts to affect your health. When you run out of health, you die. But for folks who don't want to deal with all that, know that there are 3 different difficulty levels, easy, medium, and hard. And that there's also a Zen mode that apparently lets you just kind of roam around. And there's no angry animals. Apparently there are angry animals. I didn't find out on this playthrough. Every time I boot up a recording, I want to have some sort of high-minded discussion. 3 to 5 minutes, like a YouTube video is supposed to be. Short and snappy and informative and perfectly edited. And I just don't have it in me. But I know that if I wait until I have it in me, I'm not going to make anything at all. I have no idea what Tuesday is going to be like. And all last week, I was so caught up in work, I didn't have to think about it. Now today, things slowed down at work just long enough for me to remember, oh God, I am incredibly anxious and scared. But I guess the reason I'm recording this is because I want to recognize the really uncomfortable duality that so many of us have to deal with right now. Whether we're parents or teachers or students or workers or streamers or whatever, 2020 has been incredibly challenging. And we're all so tired. And yet, we are continually presented with moments where we have to dig and find more energy and more something. If you're going through it like I'm going through it right now, maybe it sounds corny, but I just want you to feel seen. I want you to feel like that struggle you're dealing with is real. That somebody acknowledges it. That somebody else is going through it too. No matter how it looks on social media or on emails or whatever, where it feels like everybody else somehow has it together. This is tough. It's probably gonna get tougher. We're gonna have to be good at finding spaces for ourselves to sustain, to find ways to say, even amidst all the other things going on in the world and all of the obligations that I do want to live up to, I still need to make time for beautiful spaces that are just for me. And that it's okay to do that. It's okay to walk away for just a little bit. Or maybe for a little longer. It's okay to take care of yourself. And when you're ready, it's okay to come back and fight the fight. And to try and model how to take care of yourself to the other people around you. To other people who are burnt out and tired and know that what they're doing is important too. We're all trying to get through this together. And we will. Even if it's hard. But I would say that over the next few days in particular, make space for yourself. Take time. Take action. Set clear expectations for yourself about what you want to get done. And then once it's done, make a space for yourself to recharge. Also, please recognize that constantly refreshing 538 has no effect on the election and will likely just serve to heighten your anxiety. Maybe place them among trees. Make space for yourself. Know that people are out there that care about you and will continue to care about you and look out for you and want what's best for you. If you haven't already, please vote. Vote to make a difference. Vote for democracy. Vote for social justice. Vote to help make the lives of marginalized people all around this country, and frankly everybody by extension, better. This work is important. This world is important. You are important. Keep your eyes up. Keep your hearts open. Keep Intelligaming.